In this tutorial, I'm going to take you through the essentials of video editing in Adobe Premiere Rush. For most of you, the easiest and most efficient way to record your lessons is going to be on your phone. This video is going to help you to make the most of that footage through basic editing, including downloading the app on your phone or tablet, how to import assets, that's your footage, audio and images, how to trim your footage, combining multiple pieces of footage, adding in still images, adjusting and adding audio, and using titles and text. So let's get started. This video is designed for you to follow along step by step, to pause in between the different actions and you to carry on with me. The first thing that you need to do, of course, is to download the app. It's free for Android and iOS. So if you go to your app store, you're going to look at Adobe Premiere Rush. And if you can download that app to either your phone or to your tablet. You will then need to set up an account if you don't already have an account with Adobe. You can do it through Facebook, or you can do it through Google if you want, or you can just set it up separately. So the first thing for you to do is to pause the video, for you to go onto the App Store, download the app, sign up and set up an account. Okay, so now you've downloaded the app, we're going to go onto the app. You will have signed in. The first thing it's going to ask you to do is to do a kind of quick guide. So if we just skip past that, skip tour, and just hit that end tutorial. Okay, so now we're going to be looking at how to create a new project, how to import your assets. So assets are literally just images, footage, it could be an audio clip, anything like that would be an asset. So I would like you to import at least 2 videos and a still image. So hopefully that's something that you've already got on your phone or your device. If not, pause the video and just go and quickly take a couple of pictures, a couple of videos. It literally doesn't matter what it is of. It's not about that. Remember, nobody's going to see this, just so that you can have a bit of a practice. So if you don't have that access to those kinds of videos, just quickly go and take a couple of videos, at least one still image, and come back to the video. Right, for those of you who have got those bits and pieces, we're going to start off by naming our project. So you might want to name it Test, which is what I will do for the moment. Okay, and I am going to go to my camera roll. I'm going to give it permission, and I am going to import a range of videos, and I've got a still image there as well. I'm going to hit create. Okay, so once you've imported your assets, you're going to get a screen that looks a little bit like this, and it's going to have put all of your footage or any stills images just at the bottom here. And this is essentially the order of your video as it appears at the moment. You can skim across, you can press play, and watch it in the screen up here. So in actual fact, mine isn't coming in quite the right order. So all I'm going to do quickly is just check that it's in the right order. So again, you do the same, even if order doesn't matter. Just have a go at moving them so that you know how to change the order. Maybe you've duplicated something, or you want to delete something. If you want to delete something, you just press and hold and delete. If you deleted something by mistake, you're going to come up here, you've got a little storage file, that's where your assets live, and you can then add that back in. So now we're going to look at how we trim our footage. So certainly if you're filming yourself, you'll probably find that the bit at the beginning, the bit at the end is something that you want to trim off. And certainly I know from my own experience of doing this kind of thing, I might take me a couple of takes to be really happy, and I wouldn't necessarily start and stop the recording each time. I would just keep going with the same recording, and then I would just chop off the bits that I didn't want. It's much easier, much quicker to do it that way. So to trim a clip, you can see here as I slide it backwards and forwards, you can kind of see what's going on in the clip. But because the thumbnail is quite small on a piece of footage that's a minute long, I can just zoom into that with just a 2-finger, you know, same as you zoom into anything, picture, website, whatever. And I can just find that little bit at the end there where I'm just sort of faffing and clearing up, and my hand will go up to the camera as I turn the camera off. I can even see right along the bottom there, you can see the audio, and I stop talking, there's no information there. There's maybe a little peak there where I put the box back down on the table. So I know that that blue line, anything after that blue line is basically stuff that I don't really want in my shot. So once you position your blue line, and you can always just press play and listen to it back. I'm not going to do that because you'll hear me talk twice, which will be confusing for the video, but you can do that to check where you want to cut it. So we're going to get that line in the right position, and then on the left hand side here you can see that there's a little icon which is a pair of scissors. You can just tap that and it will cut it, and you can see now that I've cut that into 2 different sections, and I've got this tiny little slither in between that is the bit that I want to cut off, I want to get rid of. Now anything that I want to get rid of, I can literally, again on the left hand side, hit the trash bin, and that will delete that section. Now if you accidentally delete the wrong section because it wasn't highlighted in orange, or a different section was highlighted in orange, you see on the top right hand side of the screen here, there's a little back button, so you can always just return and that will take you back. There we go. So my little slither of clip has just reappeared, just in case you make a mistake. But in a nutshell, that's how you are going to trim your clips, so you don't have to have those clunky bits at the beginning and the end. And certainly if you've got one take which has actually got multiple goes, you know at the beginning you didn't quite get it right, you don't have to keep stopping and starting. You can just keep rolling, keep doing your takes, and you can trim it at the end. Okay, so far we've imported footage, we've trimmed it, we've combined a range of different footage, we've added images, and now it's good to look at the audio. Now recording audio is actually really difficult to do and get it absolutely perfect, and it's unlikely that your audio is going to be absolutely perfect, but there are things that we can do to improve it. So on the right hand side you'll notice that there's a rectangular sort of box with little sound waves, I guess, in the middle. So if you click on that, and make sure that you're highlighted on a clip that has audio. So obviously if I was on this photograph, I'm not going to be able to adjust the audio, there is no audio there at the moment, so I need to be on an audio clip. There's a few things that I can do. So I can change the volume of the clip, so I can bring it up or down, and that actually can be quite useful. So when you're watching a video all the way through that's comprised of multiple smaller little pieces of footage, it could be that one piece of footage has been taken from, you know, one location that you were filming, another piece of footage is taken from a different location. It could be that one is louder than the other, and in an ideal world you want to try and balance that so each piece of footage is about the same volume. So maybe you've got a piece of footage that's really quiet, or you've got a piece of footage that's especially loud. You can actually just adjust the volume of that footage just here. Okay, so in the advanced section we can do a little bit more. So we can do auto volume, which is already on. So there's a few other bits and pieces that we can do that are going to be hopefully more useful for you. So we can change the type of voice. So at the moment it's set to voice, which is perfect. If you have music, for instance, you could click on music, but voice is perfect for what we want. We can also reduce the background noise and the echo, and that is going to be really, really useful, particularly if you're filming, you know, in an empty classroom. It's likely that there's going to be some echo, you know, you've got a lot of hard surfaces. If you're filming at home, again, it could be that if you're, working in your kitchen, for instance, there's going to be a lot of hard surfaces. It's going to be a lot of echo potentially going on around. So I would suggest that you reduce your background noise, reduce your echo. Now you can change the intensity of it. Don't go too far. If you don't need to have more, then don't add in more. Can make the audio sound a little bit artificial if you go more than you need. But literally, if you just add it in and then click on play, then you will be able to hear the difference and you'll be able to adjust it. Now, I'm not going to play that back because you're going to hear me twice, and that's really weird in this scenario. But you'll be able to literally just adjust these sliders, listen into it, adjust it again so that it's looking or sounding, really good. Again, you can adjust things like enhance the speech. So it'll give you an option here for female and male voice. Again, just to have a little listen to that turned on, turned off, to see how it sounds to you, what's going to sound the most natural audio. So that's the first thing that I wanted to show you how to do in terms of your audio. Okay, so the second thing you might want to do in terms of your audio is to add a voiceover. Now you're going to do that either to an existing piece of video footage or to a still image. The process for doing it is pretty similar. The only difference is that if you've already got a video and you want to add a voiceover to it, it's likely that it's already got audio attached. So you need to remove that audio so you don't have two conflicting pieces of audio. So I'm going to click on the piece of footage to delete the audio. So I'm going to click here and press and hold, and I'm going to click separate audio. So you can see now that the audio is in a separate section. It's highlighted in orange, and then I'm going to go to the left hand side and I'm just going to hit the trash bin and I'm going to delete the audio that goes along with that clip. So now I've got this piece of video and I've also got this still image, and I can record voiceovers that will go over the top of both of those things. So to do that, I'm going to click the blue plus button on the left hand side at the top there, and I'm going to hit voiceover. Now you can see on the left hand side towards the bottom, I've got a red record button. So when I click that record button, it's going to give me a 3-second countdown and it's going to play the video. So I can see what's happening as I talk and as I record my voiceover. So I know exactly how to talk or when to talk, when to say things in line with the video. And then when I'm happy with it, I'm just going to hit the stop button and you will see it will have produced a piece of audio. There it is, that goes along with that video clip. Now, if you do that voiceover and you're not happy with it, literally just click that orange button, click that piece of audio so that it's highlighted in orange, and you can literally go to the left hand side and delete it using the trash. And you can re-record at any point in exactly the same way. Okay, so one of the other things you might want to do is to add text or a title to your video. So you're going to position your blue line wherever you want your text to start. So if you wanted it at the beginning as a title maybe, you'd pop your blue line at the beginning. So you're going to go to the top right hand side. You can see that there's a little T in a kind of box which looks a little bit like a film cell. So if you click on that, it's going to bring up a whole bunch of different titles. There's literally hundreds to choose from. So I'm just going to do something really simple and just add a simple title. And you can edit by just clicking down there. You can adjust things like the colour. You can adjust the size. And a whole bunch of other things, including the font. Okay, so obviously, of course, as well, you can type in whatever you want as your title. And it's as simple as that. So the other thing you might want to do, if we look at the title that we just added. It's 5 seconds long, which isn't too bad actually in the context of my video, but it may be that you want that title to appear for longer or for a shorter period of time, in which case you can literally just stretch it out so that it lasts for longer, or equally you can push that back in so that it's over a shorter period of time. If you put it in and it's not in quite the right position or the place, you can move it. So that's how you add text, type, titles to your video. The final thing that you need to know how to do is to save your video. So we actually refer to saving as exporting when we're editing videos. So on the top left hand side, we're going to hit the button share, and then we're ready to export. So we're going to hit export, and it's just going to take a minute or so for you to export that video. And it's as simple as that.